Resident Evil 6.
Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to my Resident Evil 6 professional difficulty video walkthrough. This is the 4th section of Chapter 5 in Leon's campaign, and once again we are fighting yet another form of Derek. And at this point I think Derek's had more forms than Freezer and Cooler put together, and unfortunately it is not being nowhere near as exciting as those two previous, antagonists, but somebody probably enjoyed this sequence of fights. That somebody was just not me. And this sequence right now, you have to shoot Derek a couple times to progress to the next section, but he has this really cheap swipe that does a lot of damage and has some wicked range. So what I like to do is, if you clean the zombies away, you can then shoot at Derek a little bit, but the zombies look like they endlessly spawn. So this is an opportunity to A, get some ammo if you need it, so just do this until you're kitted up enough, or B, completely skip this section and dive bomb Derek. You can just completely Pearl Harbor him with a Magnum and some grenades, and this section will probably be very quick. I decided to do a little bit of a happy medium, so this section took a little longer than necessary, and I do end up getting grabbed and things and hit a couple times, and for all intents and purposes it's sloppier than it needs to be, but it's more than passable to get through this section. And all this sequence is right here is a little bit of exposition, a little bit of alternate gameplay to get us to the next fight, the next boss sequence against yet another form of Derek. And the final form is probably the easiest because on co-op it was a nightmare. It was only a nightmare though because my co-op partner that we went in to the encounter had no life at all, so if he got touched once he died. And on professional there can be like 10 to 15 zombies running around at any one given point, so it can be really challenging not to get hit. But when you're playing on your own and you've got a setup like myself and the AI partner who doesn't die and you don't have to care for, it's significantly easier. And the boss fight itself, I thought you had to do a lot more shooting than you actually do, which is a good thing, because once again, if you do not have the ammo that I have, you're probably going to have more difficulty with these areas than I did, and unfortunately there's nothing a guide can do if you don't have the the basic amenities to progress, and you have to get real creative at that point, which it'll probably benefit your gameplay because you'll probably get really good at the game, but at the same time you're going to struggle like nobody else did, and when you tell somebody of your story they're probably not going to fully understand it unless they had a similar difficult time. But this sequence here, once again, collect all the ammunition you can, crack the boxes, keep moving forward. There's an interesting moment where you have to fight the boss before the boss, and it's only to get him off the elevator, but I actually died, so when that sequence turns up, I will tell you the mistake I made and tell you how to avoid it. And this moment here is going to be a bunch of zombies to fight, and I believe a co-op door, and once again you can just keep killing these zombies. I believe they will just keep on coming unless you open the doorway, so that leaves you with two choices. The first one is an opportunity to get more ammunition, the second one is an opportunity to not fight anything and completely skip the encounter. But I'll probably speak of that when we get there, because I may have jumped the gun on that one, guys. But look at all the Magnum ammo. If you're finding Magnum ammo like I am, because I'm wearing the skill that makes sure that we find more ammo, more treasure and stuff, that's a good thing. The Lightning Hawk speeds this game up significantly. And apparently if you squint your eyes sometimes it looks like you're looking at a next-gen title, but if you look at the texture on that fucking forklift digger crane thing, I'll go with crane. It doesn't exactly look next-gen to me, kind of looks like PS2. But this is the sequence where the boss attacks you, and this is the sequence where I died. So if you do not shoot this boss enough, it will drag the crane off the tower. So what I did is, you'll notice she presses the button, it starts the crane moving. I didn't want to waste my Magnum, but I wanted to tell the thing that it was feeling it. So you can dodge the projectiles quite simply. If you're pushing the left analog while you're aiming, he does that little dodge, which I don't know if you've used it so far in this campaign, but there's no real reason to. In the Chris campaign, it can be quite useful because there's a lot of bullshit. The real issue with this section is right now. The boss is going to grab the crane and you have to shoot him, and you have to shoot him until you stun him. So you'll notice I don't go full out with the Magnum, but I hit him enough to get him off, because if you don't, he's going to kill you, and it goes to a cutscene of you dying. So save your ammo, don't go completely Chuck Norris on him, but hit him enough so that he gets off the crane. And once this is over, we will be progressing onwards to actually fighting the boss, which is that thing you can see right there, the giant man spider bat bug thing. But a couple more cutscenes, trying to make it a bit more anticlimactic than it already is. This is a little cheap when it throws you into a situation with a lot of zombies super close. Not a fan of that, especially when they start doing the... I like Neo, son. I dodge it all. But this is a sequence you can completely skip if you want to. You notice how on the HUD it's showing us that there's a door 11 meters behind me. I decided to kill them for the ammo and various other reasons. Because killing zombies when you're not getting cheaply grabbed can be very fun in this game. It's one of the things that they did okay. There are certain nuances to it that I don't like the way that they walk through things as if they've got hyper armor on and various other stuff, but on a base level, killing zombies can be quite fun, and I just wish it was as fun as it was on the older games, but then again I wish a lot of this was as good as the older games. There's me doing a lovely low kick because I'm out of stamina, like an idiot. There's me diving on my ass so that I can get my stamina back, fire a couple of rounds off, take off a couple of heads. And I do believe that the zombies, yeah, you see how they keep climbing over the fence? This is the point when I realise that we probably can just skip this. And this courtyard that we're moving into, once we go through this door, there is a couple of opportunities to pick up ammo, but after that you're going to be jumping over a fence and landing in the boss arena. And the checkpoint is from the section coming up. This checkpoint here, this is the checkpoint you will have for this boss coming. Biggest problem about it, you have to watch the bloody cutscenes every single time you die. And if you're dying a lot, it's going to be the most frustrating part about it. It's not the fight, it's not the cheese, it's those cutscenes that you cannot skip. But this is me picking up ammo, and then I'm going to be hopping over, and the next video is going to be the final section and the final encounter. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope the guide's helping, and you take care now.